Nicholas's Culinary Delights. We are still in June, Disney month, and I have an amazing recipe for you today. So, if you like my recipes, if you like watching my videos, then like and subscribe because I have so many other videos, and it's Disney month, so there's more videos to come. So today we're going to make one of my special recipes that I love to eat when I go to Disneyland, and that's the Mickey beignets. And so stay tuned and we'll get that process started. Alright, so for this recipe you're going to need a stand mixer, and you're going to need two different types of attachments. So you're going to need your whisk and then your dough hook. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So the first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to do our yeast mixture. Because for beignets, you have to have a little bit of yeast to make them rise and make them nice and puffy and delicious. So here we have some warm water. And I just like heated it up to the highest my water spigot will go. And so we're just going to add some sugar into it. And some yeast. Just 1 packet of dry yeast. And we're going to mix that up. Once you got that all mixed up, you're just going to set this aside, and we're going to work on the rest of our beignet mixture. Okay, so for our next step, we have our whisk attachment attached to our mixer, and I'm just going to add 2 eggs into our bowl. Raise it up, and then you're going to whisk these for about a minute. Okay, so now that those are whisks, I'm going to add some evaporated milk into our mixture. And some salt. And whisk that together just real quick. Alright, so now we're waiting for our yeast to be ready. So you're going to have to let that yeast sit for like 10 minutes. You just want it to be bloomed and like puffy on the top. And I'll show you what that looks like. But once that's ready, we're going to dump that into our mixture. Okay, so our yeast is perfect and it's nice and fluffy on top and like frothy. So I will show you how that looks. It's nice and frothy on top. So now that we have that, I'm just going to start my mixer on low, and I'm just going to mix in this mixture. Alright, so now we're going to add in our flour. So here I have 7 cups of flour. We're only going to do 3 cups at first. And so while this is still churning, I'm going to start adding my flour in. Alright, we have our dough coming together. So we're just going to let this knead for about 5 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a separate bowl. Then I'm going to spray with just some cooking spray on the inside of it, just so the dough doesn't stick. And we are going to transfer our dough over to our bowl. All right, there you have it, some beautiful looking dough. We are just gonna let this rest for 3 hours. So we gotta let it rise. That's important when you're making beignets. So I'm just going to wrap the top of this, and I'm just going to put it aside, let it sit. Like I said, it takes about 3 hours to rise. During that time, if you'd like to put something inside of your beignets, like you like to stuff them with something like pastry cream or chocolate or jam or whatever you want to put in there, then you can use that time to make that item. Otherwise, you could just have them plain, and they are amazing just plain with some powdered sugar on top. So we're going to let these rise, and then we'll come back to it. Alright, so we're going to roll it out so it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Alright, that looks great. Alright, so now since these are Disney beignets, I've got my Mickey cookie cutter. So I'm going to do Mickey shapes, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You can do circles, you can do squares. Normal shape is the square, but I'll just use this, and then we are just gonna punch out a bunch of shapes, and then we will fry them up. Ta-da! Nice little Disney Mickey Mouse shapes. So I've got all this excess dough and I'm just gonna roll it out some more just to make some more. We've got plenty of dough. All right, so let's get our beignets ready. So we've got our hot plate on and I've got the temperature on high. We want the temperature of the oil to be about 350. If you have a thermometer, you can measure it, or if you have a stove or an oven that has like a temperature setting, then you can do that as well. And then I have a paper towel covered plate here, so that way when my beignets are done, I'm gonna put them on the plate so they can, all the grease can kind of soak out of them. And I'm just gonna drop them slowly into my grease. Be careful when you're putting them in there so you don't want them to lose their shape. You'll notice that they're starting to brown, so once they start to brown, you're gonna flip them over. Look at that, like it's a perfect little shape, perfectly brown. When you take them out, you're gonna just let the oil drain just a tiny bit and put it on your paper towels. Adding more. All right, so we are done. So we're on our last step. So I've just got some powdered sugar and I just put it in my strainer so it's easy for me to sprinkle it all over my beignets. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it all over. And this is up to your taste, so you can put a lot, you can put a little, however you like. And you come out with a beautiful Mickey shaped beignet. All right, so we have a lovely, beautiful plate of Disney Mickey beignets and they smell delicious. So remember how I said that if you were waiting, when you were waiting for your 3 hours, that you could make something to fill your beignets? Well, I decided to do that. So since my favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast, I made the famous gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast. So it's delicious, it's super simple, and so if you want to know how to make this dish, then look at my shorts, go to my Instagram and you can see my reels and you can see how to make this amazing dish. It's super simple, so you can just make it just as is and just eat it like this, or you can use it to stuff your beautiful beignets. So that's what I did, and so that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna try one of our stuffed beignets now. Now, as I said, the beignets are delicious without a filling, but it just brings it to the next level with a nice delicious filling inside. So let's cut this open. Oh, that gray stuff is just coming out. See that? It's pretty good. Looks delicious. I'm just gonna take a piece off of this and take a bite. That is so good. It cooked perfectly, and you gotta try it with the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching my video where we made Disneyland beignets. They are so good. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please like, please subscribe. You can also comment below if you have any suggestions of things that you would like me to see me make. Also, if you haven't yet done so, you can also head over to my Instagram, because I do put shorts, I do put reels out every single week on Wednesdays. Oftentimes it's sneak peeks of my next video, so head on over to my Instagram and subscribe to that as well. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you very much.